Morning, everybody. Woohoo! Welcome to Hex Token channel. Your host, Superman, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. We've got a few things out. We've got the PulseDodgeCoin Audits, and we're going to check those out quickly. We've also got some possible hedge-on liquidations coming up, and we're going to look at that too. So we've got a couple of cool things going for sure. But we're also going to check out the market prices, Hex staking, Hex payouts for each year. Check that out as well. So let's get into the chat, folks. Say hello, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now, YouTube has done a few weird things. They're trying to fix it up. They've done on multiple channels. They've hidden some videos into private. So apparently they're going to fix that within 24 to 48 hours. So if you wondered why a few videos have gone missing on some YouTube channels, they've been put into private by accident by YouTube, and they're going to try and fix that up. So that's a little bit of update. They had a couple of comments about that. People had noticed that some videos have gone to private, especially my live stream yesterday. Second live stream went in. So cool. We got a few things in there. Morrison House there. Woohoo! Back from holiday. Hi, guys and girls. Good to see Morrison. Hope you're nice and rested there, Morris. And Kato says, woohoo! Hey there. Good to see you, Kato. Matt and Barley. Good morning, team. Hey, Matt. Woohoo! Good to see Matt and Barley in the house. Always a pleasure. Matt says, I've been away, also back from the village and found a new place to live. Oh, that's very nice, Matt. We're very glad for you. When launch, says Matt. When launch, absolutely. Well, sit back and have a few Bintang beers, Matt, and enjoy the show. That's for sure. Brendan's in house there. Good morning, ladies and gents. Hope all are doing well. Hayden, Brent, good to see you. And many crypto making big news. Glad we are the way forward. Matt from Bali's on fire. Woohoo! He is. It's great. So great to have him in the chat there. North Face as well. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. An excellent choice. Woohoo! Excited for sure. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now, Hex, man. What's Hex doing? Hex price here at 10.9 cents. Just trying to make up its mind here at the moment. And, of course, 11.41 was the high that we had a couple hours back there. I think, when did I do the live stream yesterday? Would have been around here. So we were around here yesterday when we were doing the second live stream. And, of course, it went up a little bit further after the live stream went down, but up a bit further and has come back down. Went down as low as 10.7 cents and now at 10.9. So very small on this gap here. But there it is. And you can see the top of the band there, 10 cents here. Actually, I might move that down a little bit. It's a little bit out of touch there. And 11.5 cents. So that's our bottom and our top there in terms of support. So just muddling along the support line there. Certainly a good buying opportunity. Like I say, 13 times out of the last 77 days now have been in the 10 to 15. So I guess this is 14 now. So 14 out of 77 days on a daily basis have been in the 10 to 11.5 cent range. 10 to 11 cent range. And so, yeah, interesting stuff. We will see. We keep staying at the support line. Hasn't been breached yet. And, yeah, there we are. Almost 11 cents. See how we get on. Weekends are typically good for Hex? I think they are. So we'll see whether we get a bit of a move on in the Hex price there. All right, so we've got a few other things going. We've got the Hex USD on here on the 15-minute chart. You can see the 15-minute chart just mulling along. But we've also got Hedron at 11.25, and we're going to talk a little bit about Hedron liquidations coming up. Maxi, of course, is at 18.5 cents. So we're going to actually zoom in on this one Maxi. I'm going to push that up a bit in there, and we're going to switch it to see what the premium is like at the moment. Let's have a look. Premium at the moment is 70%. So 70% premium on X at the moment for Maxi. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And, of course, Pulse Dodge. We're going to talk about Pulse Dodge, of course, the two audits today. So that's sitting at $2.28, holding up very well. I kind of starting to like this more and more. We'll see how it plays out over another week of data would be quite nice in here. Another week of trading data. But looking kind of good. I think there's just under 70 days, 69 days or something like that. To claim the airdrop. So we'll have a look at that too later in the stream. Obviously, we're going to look at the audits for Pulse Dodge, so it's going to be good. We'll come back and check the Hex payouts, but Hex payout for the day so far, there's 23 minutes to go until the day ticks over. Day 900 about to close in 23 minutes. and we're currently sitting at 6.187 Hex per T-share payout there. So Hex staking paying off there with a 6.187 Hex per T-share payout today. So we're going to check that out for sure. All right, so cool. We're going to get into that, but we're going to jump on to Hedron second. Before we do that, we'll have a quick look at the meme coins on BNB. So obviously BNB is subject to the BNB price. We can see that Bitcoin at the moment 29,285, so slightly weaker than yesterday. Ethereum just under 2,000 as well, slightly weaker than yesterday. Both of them were over those key periods of $30 and $2,000. BNB still over 300 though, so that's good. A good sign, over 300 for BNB. We're liking that, so nice. I think that's about it on there. So we're going to jump over to Hedron in a second. We're going to leave it on the Hex chart until we do. Let's get into the chat there. We've got Hexodl. When lunch, sir? Hungry, says Hexodl. You can have lunch anytime. You can have lunch anytime, but my lunch is coming up probably in about probably an hour, something like that. Alan says that Hex tokens unite shape of Pulsechain. Yeah, absolutely, Alan. I agree with that. So we're biding the time. All right, let's jump over to the Hedron. So Hedron news. So this was out 20 hours ago. Consider this Hex. This is from Hedron on Twitter. Consider this Hex stake potential going into liquidation in 33 days. 54 T-shares, a bit over $40,000 of Hex value. Starting bid 313 million Hedron, around $300 worth currently. How much Hedron gets burnt in the auction? So that's going to be pretty cool. So we've got this one here, 313 million here in 33 days. Minimal Hedron at the moment, 28 billion. And of course, 57 days there. It looks like potentially this is on the list. So if we go to the Hedron DApp, we can jump on to liquidations. We go into advanced and defaults there. We can see that we've got a whole list of loans in here, advances in default. So these are all in default. And we can see we've got lots of small ones, in the house there. We're going to scroll down. We've got one very big one, and that's the one we're going to look at. So if we look at the others, this one here is not too bad a size either. This one here, it's got 3,000 B shares. But this one here is 54 T shares or 54,800 B shares. And that is the one that they're talking about there, 313 million Hedron there is the starting bid. So the starting bid there, like I say, is small. I expect that to get up pretty big. Now, obviously, the price of Hedron is relatively low. So we have a look at the price of Hedron. We can see that the price of Hedron is relatively low. So we're looking, if we go to the daily on the Hedron price, we can see that this is, let's zoom this up here, pull that down. I'm going to have to zoom that much more. How about that? Is that about right? I think so. And we actually might take this off. Let's delete that. So we're going to delete that too. Not even sure how I had that on there. We've got lots of structure in there. I'm going to delete all that stuff off later. But we've come down from all-time highs here. We were up at 7,130, and we're currently at 1,125. So that's pretty key. And if we zoom on that, we can see the support there been holding up pretty much around the 1,000 support. And we're currently at 1125 at the moment. So this is kind of how cheap. So because it's nice and cheap, it means that tons of Hedron can be a bid for the auction. So tons of Hedron can be bid, and that means lots of it can be destroyed, right? So lots of it can be destroyed. If we go back out of here and we have a look at the Hedron price in particular. We can go and pick out Hedron. Let's pick up Hedron here. We'll pick this one, USDC. We're going to have a look at the contract and pull this out. We can see that Hedron has 77.4 trillion Hedron in total supply. So that's a very large supply. And of course, given the fact that this is, quite a decent sized stake, 54 T shares. As they say, 400. There's only 313 million Hedron bid at the moment, and that's worth around $300. But you got a $40,000 stake. How big is this bidding going to get? How big will it get? How much of that value of 40,000 will this bet get? And of course, that'd be pretty big there. So if we take 40,000, we divide it by 300, then you're going to get 133 times probably that bid, so 313 million, and that could get that could be 41, I guess 41 trillion is it at this price? That sounds pretty insane. Sorry, 41 billion, I should say. So 41 billion kind of looks like the mark. Got to get my trillions and billions right, but 41 billion could be the value of that. So that'd be pretty interesting. How close it gets up to 41 billion, and that would be a decent amount of this here. So we're talking about 41 billion off this 401 here, given the price at the moment of Hedron. So some interesting stuff there. And how many? That's just the first one for how many T-shares? 50, 54, 55 T-shares there. Imagine if we have a lot more at this low price of Hedron, that could really get some Hedron burnt mint. It's going to do quite a few of these in a row. At the moment, these are the only big ones in default at the moment. This one here is also in default. This one with 3 T-shares, so smaller there. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be the first little hint of possibly what's to come down the road for Hedron. But that's pretty cool. We can jump over to active liquidations. No active liquidations at this stage, so we'll see how that goes. It's going to be fun. I can't wait for the auctions. I think that's really just the beginning of seeing how Hedron plays over time. It's going to take a while to see that. Obviously, using Hedron to bid on these stakes is a pretty cool idea, I think. Now, obviously, on the HSI stakes on OpenSea, you can use, I think, Ethereum and USDC or something like that on those. So it's going to be fascinating to see that take off as well. So these are the two kind of big products here with the HSI stakes and, of course, liquidations. And looks like we're going to see the next product coming up. First time we'll see possibly the liquidations. If it stays in default, it may not stay in default, right? So we'll see. Cool. All right. So that's our first topic. Let's jump back to Hex price there, 10.9 cents. We've got this now in the house. Woohoo! What's up, family? Hey, good to see you, fam bam. And DHex, what's up, Hexkins, Pulsechins, and Pulsechins all around the world. Loving it. Get Hex in the house there. Yo, fam bam. Happy Saturday. Man, it is Saturday here. It's 11:44 a.m. on Saturday, 21st of May. We are moving ahead for sure. Hello, everybody. Says Sandy Beach. Sandy Beach. Such a pleasure to have Sandy Beach in the house. Good to see you, Sandy Beach. And woo! What else we got here? A couple other comments. So let's jump over to some of the other big news, of course. Let's first of all let's check out the meme coins, see how they're operating. So we've got PulseDodge. PulseDodge at the moment at let's have a full screen of PulseDodge is at 8.5 or 8.5 or just under 9/10 of a penny. Not really moving around much, right? We've been pretty much saying similar prices last couple of days, but has had a little bit of a reprieve there in terms of the price up for PulseDodge on the BNB chain. Obviously, they're all tied to wrap BNB. And then, of course, here we are on P33, the free Pulse meme coin at 41.37. A lot of volatility, right? So you got to just take that into account in terms of a pullback here during the market correction, a major market correction, I should say. And then, of course, back up to, 60 cents, now down to 41. So you got to, if you're participating in this, you got to be able to hold on because it's a bit of a hardcore ride in this one. Your heart will be definitely palpitating. If you were buying up here, of course, back on day 7 here, day 6, sorry, you would have, you could have paid as high as $2.48, and the close here was $1.78. So the price is down at 41 at the moment. So like I say, BNB chain ones, a lot more volatility in them. Finally, with P33, you've got 13.59 on Internet Money, I should say. Internet Money on the BNB chain, you got 13.59, and of course you can see it just mulling around here. So even after the big burn, which I think was 90%, it's still sitting around this price here. It hasn't really moved. It's crept up a little bit, but so has BNB, right? So it's BNB crept up there. So we'll watch out and see where this goes. I think this is going to benefit particularly well from IMD when the wallet gets pushed up. But once again, that could be 6 or 7 months after Pulsechain launches. Let's assume that Pulsechain launches in June. That's still 6 or 7 months after that. So before that starts to benefit from the IMD wallet and the fee burn. I think it's fee burn on there. So cool. That is what's happening there with the meme coins on the BNB. On the BNB. Sounds like a gangster, doesn't it? On the BNB. And with the old gangster there. Right, so that's cool. That's what's happening there. Let's jump over to PulseDodge. Before we do that, let's quickly check the chat. Make sure I'm up to date on the chat there. Bob Wells in the house there. Happy Friday from Canada. Happy Friday to you, Bob. I know many of you worked hard all week. You're probably having a nice, relaxing weekend. So enjoy it for sure. Excited in the house there. Happy Saturday. Almost 1 a.m. here in London. So you just made it to Saturday. Excited. You just made it in the Saturday. It's obviously it's 11:47 a.m. here. So it's always almost midday on Saturday. That's how much further in the future we are. Crypto Military Vet is peace and love. Good to see you. I love that. Peace and Instagram model love. That's how we roll. I got to stop saying that. It's a bit cheesy, but hey, this is the way we roll. We got Pulse Dodge news. Now, important. This was an update from about 8 hours ago. PulseDodgeCoin. Important update. The PulseDodgeCoin smart contract has now been independently audited by 2 different firms, TechRate and Block Solutions. Both passed with no issues. Audits have been uploaded and can be found here, pulsedodge.info. So now I've got the link to PulseDodge in the video description there. If you want to jump and have a look. Basically, is the main site and the homepage for info. You got all the artwork here. Then you got the PulseDodge smart contract audit, PulseDodge smart contract audit for Block Solutions TechRate. So you can check that out. Seems to be pretty well received. Outstanding. We thank you for your service and your contributions. I love PLSD, my favorite meme coin. More tempted to claim now. Was paranoid before this. Blah blah. So there's a few comments there. And do you like the blah blahs? Adding on the blah blahs there. All right. Blah 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 blah. What's that famous speech by that young environmentalist? Was it blah 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 blah? Man, how do you get an A+ with that kind of speech? Hey, but apparently you can. All right, so there we go. We're going to get on to a TechRate there. So if we go into the site there, this is the website. You can see it here. I'll post the link in the video description. Some of you definitely would want to check that out if you haven't heard about this already. Christos in the house there. Good evening. Cool VIP. Good evening to you, Cool VIP. XGT super. It absolutely is. And Hex Token says it's Friday afternoon here. The Sunday is up and the price is Hex Token. That's funny. Woohoo! DV Cooper. And XG says, when is the last date to mint Hedron after already claiming? When's the last date to mint Hedron after already? You can mint any time you like. The last day is before your stake ends. You got to mint your Hedron before your stake ends and you claim your stake. If it matures, for example, then it's the last day of the Hex stake. Yeah, the last day of the Hex stakes. That's correct. So there's the website. Have to vote for federal election today, says Brennan. Yeah, in Australia. All the best for that. I know that I know people in there that are working in for that election. Hawaii and New Zealand can both be having lunch on different days, says Sexodal. Yeah, that's pretty funny, man. That's so true. All right, so we've got, if we go to these, if we click on this first one, the TechRate one. Now, obviously, you can always check out the actual auditors themselves. So there's the audit contract, and there's the people doing the audit. So you need to audit, you need to have a quick check of the people that are auditing to make sure that's all legit, right? Because the audit can be set up, everything can be set up, right? So you got to do a bit of look like that. But we've got TechRate and Block Solutions. There are a lot of auditors around, but they kind of look somewhat familiar. So here's the TechRate one. Smart contract security audit for a PulseDodgeCoin. PulseDodgeCoin there. It's got the deployer address here. This one here, and I think I've got that here. So OX, that's one that's here. OXC4 is the creator address there. So boom, I think that was the one we were looking at. OXC4, yep. So OXC4, that is the one there for the deploy address. Client contacts the PulseDodge team and the mysterious PulseDodge team. The project website, PulseDodgeCoin.com. Well, I think we've got PulseDodgeCoin.com. That's our site there. So that's cool. What else we got? We've got a big disclaimer. The report is limited to our findings based on our analysis in accordance with good industry practices. And in relation to cyber security vulnerabilities and issues with the framework and algorithms based on the smart contract, the details of which are set out in this report. So that's a bit of a summary there. I'm not going to read all that. Blah, 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 blah. Standing ovation. Come on, where's my standing ovation for that? Right, so Tech Rate was commissioned by PulseDodgeCoin to perform an audit of smart contracts, OX34F, and we've got that up. I think I've got that OXC4. Is it the one? I've got the right one there. OXC4, OXC4F. I thought I had that one up already. OXC4F, OX34F. So this is one here. So cool. That is with the Pulse Dodge in there. We've got the Pulse Dodge and we've got the contract. So okay. The purpose of this audit was to achieve the following: ensure that smart contract functions are as intended, identify potential security risks issues with the smart contract, and this information's for security. So we'll just keep going through that. We've got issues checking status. So each audit report looks a little bit different. They generally have some status there. We've got compiler errors passed, race conditions passed, possible delays, data delivery passed, Oracle calls passed, front running passed. So everything looks like it's passed. I'm just going through some of these. The economy model of contract passed. Let's have a look here. Malicious event log passed. Scoping and declarations passed. Arithmetic accuracy passed. That's often something that can make a contract fail. Design logic passed. Cross-functional race conditions passed. Open Zeppelin contracts passed, and fallback functionality passed. So in summary, security issues, high severity issues, nothing was found on either high, medium, or low. Typically the high and medium are the ones that you have a lot of issues with. And that was pretty much a very basic audit here. I think this may be either the free version or the basic version, but nevertheless an audit is there. Smart contracts do not contain high severity issues. The further transfers and operations with the funds raised are not related in the particular contract. So there we are. So cool. That's a pretty basic one. So if you check out the site for Tech Rate Audit, it's pretty basic. They do a lot of free stuff. They've done a lot of them from the looks of it. But that is pretty much it on that one. Where else we got here? I think we're going to jump on to Tech Rate. So we'll go to the website, have a quick look at the website there. That's the website there. So you can sort of see it's fairly basic there. It looks like they've done a lot of smart contract audits. They do get a free audit. They got a get free audit there. So hard to know there what that is. They seem to have done a lot of projects based on this, if you believe what you're saying. So pretty cool. This just looks like their team apparently. So that's their team, etc. So you can request an audit, blah blah blah. So cool. That is that. That's the other one, of course, is obviously we've got the contract audit 34F there. The second one, of course, is Block Solutions. Now this looks a lot better. Now I'm sure both of them are fine. Well, I don't know, but both of them seem okay. Once again, you get an audit, you think that everything, the audit itself is fine, but once again, nothing on this channel is the best fight. We're just reading through what was posted. Block Solutions, Smart Contract Code Review and Security Analysis Report. And of course, for PulseDodgeCoin ERC20 now. This one here looks a lot better from my point of view, this audit. So completed date 26th of May 2022. Language solidity, cool. And of course, ERC20 contracts. So we've got PulseDodgeCoin properties. This looks a lot better. The way this audit is set up. That one's very brief. But hey, this has got all the details. Audit project, PulseDodge, ERC20. The contract creator, OXC4E. And of course, we've got that here. That is the contact creator address there. And what else we got there? We've got the contract address there, OX334. Well, we've got OX34F there, so that works all well. Ethereum mainnet there. So cool. Block Solutions was commissioned by PulseDodgeCoin smart contract owners to perform an audit on their main contract. Purpose of the audit was to achieve the following: ensure that smart contract functions as intended, identify potential security issues with the smart contract. So cool. What else we got here? So lots of details. I actually like the way they're set up. This is a lot more like a normal audit I'm used to. So cool. Decimal place 12. Supply holders. Got a few details. I like that. That means at least they've been reading stuff through there. We've got the benevolent address there, the origin address there, and of course we can see that when we go to the contract. We've got the contract address here. I think we've got one of those. Maybe it's this first one here. Yeah, the contract address here. So we've got the contract address. This is the contract. Obviously, we've looked at this before in this channel. We're going to scroll right down near the bottom because it's got sort of the general functions at the top there. Then we get to the PulseDodge coin itself. So cool. We got the benevolent address and the Hex origin address there. That is, let me just jump to this one. Those are at the top of the contract. So we've got the Hex origin address here. And of course, we got the PulseDodge benevolent address here too. Remember, they get 10 PLSD each at the end of the 100-day launch phase. There's about 70 days to go. So, you know, how many people that have claimed? It's probably about 170,000 each, based on my math the other day. Merkle tree root there, OX8F. And, of course, we go to the top there. I think that's in the section just above. So we've got the Merkle tree proof there somewhere at the top there. I'm not sure if it's actually linked here, but we've got the code here for the Merkle proof. And yeah, so the code doesn't actually sit here. I think it gets created after that. We've got the contact creator address OXC4. We've definitely confirmed that at the top, which is OXC4. So that's all looking pretty good. Contract address OX34. Well, we've confirmed that as well. OX34. So that's cool. So it's got all the right details there. And in the contract functions there, it's got lots of cool stuff here. Function approved, function claim, function decrease allowance. Function increase allowance. So you can find all that in the contract and the contract code in here, and all these other functions. So function mint, function transfer, etc. So here's the checklist: compiler errors, past, possible delays, past, everything past, timestamps, dead DOS past, economy model past, collision events log past, arithmetic accuracy past, design logic, etc. Oracle. So that looks pretty similar to the other one. If we had, what's the other one up there? I lost it. Yeah, I've lost it because I reverted back there. Looks pretty similar. Fallback safety there. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same there. It's got quite a bit of similarity. Anyway, it's past all those. Open Zeppelin white paper front running, Open Zeppelin front running, Open Zeppelin front running. So it's got a lot of differences there, and not checked on the last two. So basically, we get down to the functions here. It's got I like this sort of section too. It gives all the functions there, gives an explanation of each of those for the functions. So we're not going to read all through that, but that's what it's got there. You can see that clearly. That matches up pretty similarly with copying and pasting this stuff and just going through what they mean. So it's kind of cool. We've got the claim function there, function claim, mint token on Hex origin address. That's later on at the end of the function. So it's got all these things. So you can read that in your own time. They've got a bit of stuff there. And we're going to go scroll down to the testing summary. Pass blockchain solution believes this smart contract security qualifications to pass listed be on digital asset exchanges, 100% score, 26th of April. And we've got all the past functions there, results on the business risk, gas optimization, code specification, and contract programming. So it all seems to have passed there. And finally, we're getting up to overall audit passed. According to the standard audit assessment, customer solidity contract is well secured again. So recommended to perform an extensive audit assessment to bring a more assured conclusion. And that's one there, well secured there. So they've used a few tools to do that. At the same time, this finding is based on critical analysis of the manual audit or issues found during the automated analysis were manually reviewed and applicable vulnerabilities are presented in the quick stats section. So code quality, a smart contract protocol consists of one smart contract. The block solutions team has not provided scenario and unit test scripts, which would help to determine the integrity of the code in an automated way. Overall, the code is not commented. Commenting can provide rich documentation for functions, return variables, and more. What else we got there? As above mentioned, it's recommended to write comments on the smart contract code so anyone can quickly understand the programming flow as well as the complex code. We were given a PulseDodge smart contract smart code in the form of a file. Use of dependencies, as per our observation, the libraries are used in the smart contract infrastructure that are based on well-known industry standard open source projects. and even core code blocks are written well and systematically. So that's pretty important too, because that's often where with these libraries and stuff you can get vulnerabilities, so that's pretty cool. The smart contract does not intend interact with other external smart contracts, so not too bad there. I think just got some of those audit findings. So similar to the other one that we have a look at with the sort of audit findings there, we've got critical, no high, no medium, no low, and typically those top two, maybe even the medium ones, are stuff you normally have to fix. Obviously, this contract's already in place, although this was done back on the 26th, this particular one of April. So cool. All right, so that's just a bit of a quick review from those two audits that were out. So that was nice to see those out. In any case, obviously you can check them out in full yourself. Links in the video description for that. Very, very cool, but nice move on PulseDodgeCoin. Does give a bit more credence to the contract. Obviously, it's been performing pretty well on the market anyway, and I haven't heard anyone reporting any issues. Yeah, cool. Nice on that one. So I'm going to close all those off. Boom, yeah. And let's get back to the hex price there. Bam. Gas is at 24 Gwei at the moment, so gas is still not too bad. Yes, that was pretty good too. So nice to see that. Hey, Roof Dog's in the house there. Good evening, guys. Woohoo! Hey, good to see Roof Dog, KD in the house as well. Hexold said if you had hex stakes prior to the 20th of April, 2022, you got to claim your free PLSD financial advice. Is Hexold? Yeah. So once again, to get the Pulse Dodge, you do need to be the 20th of April earlier with the hex stakes. Christo says, do you think it's fair to say that PulseDodgeCoin has successfully stolen the spotlight from the original PulseDodge? Well, for the time being, Christos, I think that the scarcity element of PulseDodgeCoin has been very, very good. I think the website's pretty nice, although website's not what you should be judging it by. But yeah, for the time being, for sure. I think PulseDodge is really, really cool. But you got to look at the tokenomics and the uptake. And of course, I think PulseDodge time will shine when Pulsechain launches, because they're going to do the NFT auctions, and I think that may give it a bit of a move there in my view. So we have to wait for that. Question is out, but definitely the price there. That was the highest price we got here, 2.2 cents. Is it 2.2 cents currently at just under 9/10 of a penny? So yeah, we'll see. But definitely, I think PulseDodge with the scarcity play, also being on the ETH chain, and of course with the free airdrop, has worked pretty well, and there's no doubt about that. So definitely at the moment, for sure, is doing much better in my view, much better. Now, like I say, another week's data here would be pretty interesting. So far, it's looking super duper good. Launched at $1, $2.27, and it'd be nice to see if it can get even just a little bit more of an uptrend in the year. That'd be very, very cool. But so far, looking super good, like really, really good. So yeah, I would agree with that. GetX in the house there. Woohoo! Off to pick up some coffees and vote. Have a good one. I'm still hoping for the 26th for the launch. Let's get Hex. Well, we hope for as early a launch as we can as well. I'm about to do the same. Get Hex. Have to set up a wedding flowers with my partner first. Hey, nice, Brennan. Oh, that's really cool. Let's go Rangers, says Crypto PT. Let's go Rangers. Katie's in house with the ducks and the popcorn. George Tucker's in house there. Hey, what's up, guys? Good to see you, George. And the whole generation, late birds eat the dirt. Woohoo! Everybody, Hex Token, as always. A nice one, whole generation. Appreciate it. Excellent choice says, I've been out of the loop last week. Is there any new free coins to pick up? Not that I'm aware of. Excellent choice. Not that I'm aware of. Someone else may know of some, but obviously always got to be careful interacting with new stuff. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. We're going to have the Hex daily stats come up soon. So we'll wait for that. That's probably another 10 minutes away. At the moment, we've got 10.9 cents on Hex. And we're just waiting for some action. I don't think there's a lot of news out there at this stage. So we're kind of the two highlights there. Liquid Loans is coming up with their news soon. Hopefully this coming week, we should get the sacrifice balances for Liquid Loans. And of course, maybe a week later, maybe the 28th or so, we might, towards the end of May, we might get the testnet, the user testnet for Liquid Loans. That'd be pretty cool. Now, I understand the DApp's going to have the bonding curve in it. So for your sacrifice balances, if you delayed like longer pays better bonuses, they will be showing up in the DApp as I understand it. So that would be pretty cool to see that. So yeah, it's going to be fun. See the full thing in full swing. It's going to be very cool indeed. I think that's probably about it. Right, about it. Let's have a look at the investing.com. Let's see how the market did for the week, because it's been an interesting week. Stock market today, Dow rebounds on late dip buying, but losing streak continues, it says. So we've got, what do we got there? 31. Oh yeah, that is quite down, really. Dow Jones 31,261. That's down, not a very small yesterday, so it did have a little rebound there. 3,900 on the S&P. Nasdaq at 11,354. The VIX is still up there at 29. It's come down a lot there. It was up at 32, so that has come down a bit there on the daily. What's it look like on the 1 month chart there? It's pretty telling. Yeah, definitely. Was it on the VIX? VIX there. It's still, it's come down, but it's still a little bit elevated there. It's definitely come down. S&P on the 1 month is down. So let's actually look at the last year, because that will give us full data there. S&P is down quite a bit. So was it 3,900? Was up at 4,800. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is of 31.2. That was peaked up at 36.8. So they're definitely down quite a bit there. Commodities, oil, still over $100 quite comfortably, 110, 112 over the last year. Still looking really good on the oil there. People not enjoying it at the pump though. But hey, when you move your policy position from self-sufficiency, you got the same old decades-long issues. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. So yep, cool. What else we got? Gold at 1845, silver 2176. Now you've probably seen commentary on the gold and silver for years and years and years. You follow the financial market, and man, I mean, apart from recent move in gold, you've had to sit around for a long time. Let's go for 5 years here. So yeah, you've really, back here, 2020, we're at 27 here, come back. So really mulled around for a long time, if you think about it. So unless you bought down here at 1711 and you rode it up to 1985 here, you really haven't had much joy in this market, particularly if you bought up around the tops here in 2020. You've had to wait, and still you would be out of the money if you bought at the very top. So not a lot of joy there. You'd probably be better off. Let's have a look at US soybeans. Soybeans, yeah, you'd be better off with soybeans. You'd have done pretty well buying some agriculture. So there we are. Look at that. That's a much better looking chart, right? So it was quite funny there. That's pretty hilarious. Now stocks. Let's have a look at stocks. We've got look at our FANG stocks. We've got Apple here in the last 5 years. That's definitely down its high. Remember these top tech stocks, they actually drive most of the value in the market run up. Obviously, there's been something like 16, I think, identifiable industries that have had major technological revolutions, and of course, you see much of that around you, and some of those are still yet to play out. But we've got Apple there. Was it Apple here on the down? We've got Apple on the down. Tesla, how's Tesla doing? Tesla obviously on the down. Amazon on the down from all time, and Netflix as well. So these are worrying signs when you see these tech companies leading ones down, because they're the ones that create most of the value on the way up. And when you see them on the way down, boy, oh boy. So apart from the tech companies, obviously financial firms are a pretty big deal. And then energy companies also a big deal. They're kind of the ones to watch there. And then sometimes people like to watch the retail stores as well. But definitely banks down there too. Bank of America. Sign that would be generally a worrying sign that the big run is over. So we will see. I suggest that it is. But how does crypto perform? That's the question. How does crypto perform? As long as it stays reasonably okay, crypto I think will be fine with the big returns. As long as the the market doesn't get too faulty. But once again, we will see. So cool. 10.9 cents there. We've got the market's just sitting around here, mulling around, taking its time. 11.25. Obviously, Hex is really tied to Pulsechain at the moment, so we're waiting. We've just got to wait. More patience, more patience. We want 100% good code as best we can get. We want it to launch pretty flawlessly, and then that bodes well for our wheat field, going on fire. So we'll look out for that. Nice. I think that's probably it. Let's have a look at the. We're going to look at Pulse Dodge one more time because we want to look at the actual airdrop, because I think it's gone down under 70 days. I'm pretty sure we're coming. Yeah, we've just crossed over another day. So yeah, now we're on 69 days and 13 hours. So 69. This is not quite on the ETC clock, so it's a little bit different. 69 days, 13 hours here. So that's to go for the claim your free Pulse Dodge. You must have had a Hex stake on the 20th of April. That was when the snapshot was taken. You can find the snapshot on the I think it's the GitLab or whatever they're using. You can find on there, and you get depending on how big your Hex stake position is, you get 600 for a shark, 900 for a dolphin, 750 Pulse Dodge for a swifty squid, tinkering turtles 265, cool crabs 100, size shrimps 25, and silent shells 12 there. Finally, remaining stakers get 5 Pulse Dodge. So that's cool on that one. And of course, Hedron is still running along its last one. Hedron is ticking away, man. It's so close, getting close here to the end. We've got 16 days to go. Just under 16 days to go until the end of the Hedron launch phase. And that means the claim function will disappear, as I understand it from the claim there. You got claim and mint. Claim function will disappear. You only have mint, and you'll basically get the basic amount of Hedron per day. So interesting there. So 5 days, 23 hours and 45 minutes left. And of course, looks like heaps of the inflation's up at the front, and we'll see how it gets on over time with these new features, with these browsing liquidations. I suggest that they might be quite good, but how long? I think there's always going to be people there ready to pounce on liquidations. So we're going to see. I don't suspect that will go away, because there's always Hex stakes in there. People are going to be willing to bid on them, right? Just, I guess, the question is how much the market does that. I suspect we'll get some pretty good bids off the bat there, but I see no reason why they wouldn't stay good, given the underlying value of Hex. As long as the underlying value of Hex is good, then the auction should be a lot of fun as well. And of course, the winning bid gets burnt, right? So that burns Hedron. Nice. Right, cool. That's probably it at the stage. Don't forget to get into Discord. We're at 409 members, heading up to 450. It's our next target. So if you haven't joined Discord, get in there. Good for community and, of course, information. If you want to get information, I did add some more useful links on here yesterday. Added a few more front ends for Hex in there. So I think this is a little bit longer on there. Yeah, I've added a couple more links in here. So definitely, I think backup Hex I added in there. And something else in there. What else did I add in there? I think I added something else in there. I added in the Hex Wiki is in there as well. So not just the layman's guide, but Hex Wiki. So that's pretty cool. What else? I think that was. Thought I added a few more, but can't see them here. What else did there? I added some more stuff in here. I probably did, but I can't remember what it was. So this is a little bit more in there. Definitely get into Discord. Links in the top of the video description. Bam. All right, Hex at 10.9 cents. Let's see who else. Mixed Crypto Arts is in the house there. At least I'll stop saying mixed martial arts with your name. Morning, mate. Good to see you. MCA in the house there. Hey, just MCA. Is that Mountain Crypto Advisory? George Tucker's in the house there. It's not that golds and silver sucks. It's just the money changes. Manipulating silver and gold with paper contracts. And so if they can get filled, they pay back in cash, no penalties. Good point there, George. Good point. Just hanging with the bears. No biggie. Embrace the opportunities of the idle generation. Yeah. George Tucker says, and we know who the money changers are, don't we? Yeah, says George. D-Hex says, smash the like and join. Yeah, definitely smash the like and join. That's the way we roll on here. like I say, YouTube did have, looks like it had a bit of a malfunction there, and they did, they put some people's videos under private yesterday. All seemed to happen at the same time. So someone, I don't know if someone ran some wrong code over at their head office or what, but hopefully they said 24 to 48 hours to fix that up. But I think it just affected the last live stream I did at the time. So it was probably just people that did sitting in that point. So hopefully that will get back up and running there as well. All right, nice. What are we up to? We're up to 17. We should have Hex daily stats out. So what are we up to? Day 901. Woohoo! When we get to 1,095 days, that's 3 years of Hex journey. 3 years of Hex journey. That's a real standing up there. Once we took over that 1,096 days, we're in year 4 of Hex. Year 4 of Hex. Woohoo! Is that pretty badass? That'd be pretty cool, man. 4 years is kind of, once you get into 4 years, that's it's you know, that's your kids moving out. They've got their own apartment. They're living their dream. Anyway, so let's see how we did. Day 900, 20th of May. We've got the price pretty even again. So we've been around this 10.9. Look at us, 3 days in a row. A bit illustrious. That's why if you think you've woken up every day to Groundhog's Day, you kind of have. It is kind of a Groundhog's Day, 3 days in a row there. Pretty hilarious. We've got the payouts though are pretty good. So even though if you might be Groundhog's Day, your payouts have been pretty nice there. 6.187, slightly higher than yesterday, which is nice. T-share rate continues to climb as we head towards 22,000. We've got the average stake length there, 6.65 years, which is the second highest. 6.66 years is the average stake length at the moment. The APY, annual percentage yield rate, which is interest. People want to call this inflation because, you know, it is part of that. You're basically sharing in inflation. The early in-stack penalties as well. It's 39.42% for a 6.65 year stake. So pretty nice there based on this math. Liquidity in the pool. This is one we've really been watching because obviously the liquidity moves around for two things. Either people buy more or sell more, or people add more liquidity or remove more liquidity. And we had a look at liquidity adds and removes yesterday, so we won't do that today. But we're at sitting around the same amount of liquidity there, same amount of USD, same pretty slightly more Ethereum in there. So cool. And what do we get up there? We got not a lot of change there, to be honest. We've currently got similar amounts in there at the moment with the live data. What else we got here? We're going to scroll through those. T-share rates are pretty flat. Still sitting at 10,430,582 T-shares. So like I say, if you've got a T-share, you're one of these people here, which is pretty cool. Remember, T-shares used to be over 11 million T-shares, so it definitely has decreased, even with big stakes like the Hex God stake and the Maximus stake and stuff like that. The T-share rate is continuing to go up. And of course, a lot of the short-term stakers, big stakes that we see, they get rolled every 30 days, 60 days, things like that. They continue to get diluted, regardless of the earnings that they get. That's kind of the way the system works. And so longer pays better is definitely in the game there. What else we got going there? We're going to circulating supply increase 35 million, stake supply decrease 26 million, 25 million, I should say. And the total amount of stake coins now 9.32%. So that's relatively low as well, but not as low as it was a couple of days ago, 9.3. And another good day in the office for penalties, over 1 million. Very, very cool. What's that? 8 out of the last 10 days, over 1 million. And of course, yesterday was also almost 1 million there. The holder numbers. Now, these have been pretty interesting. The holder numbers here, 354 increased to 461, 322. Stakers up 69 to 94,651. And of course, this is exciting as we head towards 100,000 stakers. That's a pretty cool milestone. And of course, total holders heading up towards 500,000. That's pretty cool. But change in current change in total stakers 102, almost up to 119,000, and of course current holders up 208 to 300,000. So what's our next target? I guess 350 on current holders. So that's probably the more important one there as we grow. And obviously once Pulsechain comes, man, we're gonna have 2 chains. We have two numbers, and of course we're gonna have some interesting supercharged growth, in my opinion, from Pulsechain. It really will be supercharge the growth there, especially on the Pulsechain. Obviously super cheap, super fast. It is the natural place where people Hex should be able to flourish on there in particular. So it's going to be good. So there's the results for day at 900 to rule them all. Is it 300 to rule them all? No, 900. One ring to rule them all. That's must be where I got that. So 900. That's days. That's pretty amazing on that. Cool whip, as we said. Cool whip. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let us move on to the markets. Still looking, pulling back a bit actually. 29,250, 1963 there. So the market's just pulling off a little bit there. So look at USDT. That's at 21 cents. Now it looks like USDT Luna looking to fork, making a new Luna 2.0, removing the USDT coin from the ecosystem from the looks of it, and distributing some of the new Luna 2 to existing stakers, I think it was, liquid coin holders and a few other parts of the ecosystem. Seems to have got big support from the Luna dApps that are on top of it. So we'll see how they get on. That's pretty much it on the Luna. And I also see that Celsius having a few issues there with some leadership. So that's some interesting stuff happening in the crypto land. George Tucker says, bought another 2,000 worth of Hex. Why not? Hex is still Hex and still working like it was 10 to. Absolutely, George. Well done, mate. Well done. Woohoo! Sandy Beach in the house there with the emojis. And George Tucker says, when I came into Hex last year in March, there were 26,000 stakers. Says George. Yeah, well, it's changed a lot. Now, I've done videos every month or 2 months. I do videos on the staking class. In other words, we have how many shares you own. You get put into either a dolphin or a crab or whatever. And of course, that's changed dramatically. As a lot more smaller holders growing. You don't see much movement in the. Obviously, we saw the maxi stake and stuff like that, but you don't see much movement in the sharks too often. The dolphins, sometimes you see them move up or down. It's probably what we see, a bit of up and down movement, especially when the price pulls back. Means the dolphins can accumulate more if they wanted to and move into the shark class, that sort of thing, or what's the one underneath that? So sharks, dolphins, squids. You see maybe some movements between dolphins and squids, and then maybe some movements between the what's the trilling turtles and the squids there too, so stuff like that. So we see, but most of the movements we see are typically, I don't know, not even in the tinkering turtles. We don't see sometimes we do see some decent movements in there, but most of the movements we see is in crabs below. I think it's crabs and below as where we see most of the additions. We see quite large additions in the crabs and stuff. I don't actually have stake crab at the moment, but definitely is the case. You see a lot of growth in that. So we've got crabs, and actually I might pull PulseDodge up there because I think this is a good way of showing the classes there. Go right to the bottom. So we don't often see too many movements in obviously the sharks and dolphins, squids and stuff, and even tinkering turtles. We don't see that much either. But might see a 10 or 20 change in that sometimes. Cool crabs, shy shrimps, and silent sharks where we see a lot of the growth in wallets, which is really great, right? Because slowly over time, Hex is getting distributed to lots of other smaller wallets, and they can grow that way. So it's kind of cool like that. I like that. So definitely over time. Nice. All right, so 10.9 cents on Hex, and we are just moving along. Hedron at 1,102, so let's just move down a little bit there. 18.5 cents on Maxi, and of course Maxi has been doing very well, so still 18.5 cents, and people will be very happy about that. And the premium to Hex is at 70% at the moment, and that's looking pretty good. That chart looks pretty good. Now I've said that I suggest once we get 40%, people might start selling into it. It's performed better than that. So the other thing, of course, I've also said that I could possibly see, a theoretical maximum would be about 10.6x on the premium to Hex. And I said, but because that's a theoretical, you always have to discount theoretical. And so I discounted that at about 70%. So you're talking about 2 or 3x max. And so actually, surprisingly, on the peak day there, it got to 233. So 300 was kind of the max there in the premium. That'd be the case there. Now that's a pretty handsome premium, right? Because you could see a lot of people selling, right? Because it's way above the treasury price, which is only just above the Hex price. Obviously, the treasury price will over time grow further and further away from the Hex price. But in the meantime, this is well above both of them. So It's been pretty interesting holding up in this range, though. I think we are kind of getting a range between 50% and 80%. The premium seems to be pretty much where we're at this stage. So maybe I should move that to there, 50%, and I'll get rid of my this one here. Get rid of these ones here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I don't even know what that's doing there. We're going to click that and boom, and save that. So this is pretty much way I can see it is between the premium range here. So we'll add. I can't actually add a text box on this chart, but that's kind of where we're looking there at the moment as the premium. So cool on that. Woohoo! Party on, Maxi. And PulseDodge, man, PulseDodge. People might start accumulating PulseDodge. So this is something that's looking more likely, given the way this chart looks. Like I say, another weak starter that could end up confirming that, because we're what we're down to day 69.5, and once we get further lower, we see that there's not so much PulseDodge in the market there. Seems to have definitely slowed down on the claims. Actually, let's pull that up because that's pretty interesting. Let's pull up the claims there on PulseDodge. So we're going to open up our full charts, and we're going to go PulseDodgeCoin. We're going to jump over to the contract, get rid of that, and we're going to say 4,155,000 PulseDodge in there. Let's add on 370,000 at the moment for the BA and the OA addresses at the end of the launch phase in 69 days. So just keep that in the back of the mind there. We've got the contract. I'm going to scroll down and see how many people claim so far. Number of claims, 17,559 so far have claimed. So we take 17.559, divide that by, say, 91, which is my just estimation there on the snapshot. That's about 19.3%, give or take. So pretty cool. We only got 12,331 holders. This can only max out at 12 million. Apparently, so that would be the fact that we're only 30%. Was it 30% the way there? So what's that? 4.155. Let's add in 340. Let me just do the math again. 4,155 plus 340, and then we'll divide that over 12 million, I guess. That's 37.5%. So 37.5% so far. This definitely seems to have slowed down in the claiming as well, from what I can tell. But maybe it might get a little boost after these audits have come out. But that definitely looks to be the case there. We've got a lot of modded calls there. Claim 18 minutes ago, so still some stuff there. So 900 there. That's what's that? A dolphin. What's that? A tinkering turtle. 265. So cool. 100 there. What's that? A crab, I think. So yeah, still got people claiming there. But that's an hour and 47 minutes ago. Another crab there from the looks of it. So definitely people still claiming there. And that order might get a little bit of rebound there. So yeah, the limited supply could be a pretty bullish thing. You might get some whales decide to move this price up. Say, hey, we're pretty happy with this. We've run through, maybe, I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe once we get down to maybe days, we've only got 30 days left or something like that. I don't know. And then some whales say, hey, look, there's not that much volume. Not that much volume in the PulseDodge coin. Maybe it's time. This is pretty scarce. Maybe I'm a whale. I start accumulating this and start taking that off the market. Maybe other people sort of see the same. We'll sort of jump on each other, and we see that happen as we move through the launch phase. And so maybe this does become the premier Pulse, the meme coin on Pulsechain. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. Woohoo! Let's see. Definitely that could play out with the scarcity play, with the popularity. Obviously, nothing I'm saying is investment advice, just me playing out that scenario. So just let me take that into account. All right, so James Bond in the house there with the emojis. Woohoo! Looking good. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend, says James. I think we're having a pretty good time. It's certainly sunny out today, outside, and not stormy like we've had the last 3-4 days. This is definitely better here in good old Kiwi land. Hello all, let's launch this chain. Already says whatever. Who cares? AC's in the house. Do you like that? AC's in the house there. Hex Buller says, what's up guys? Let's kick this pre-pulse launch Hex rally off, says LFG, says Hex Buller. Absolutely, Hex Buller. Keep up the great work on Twitter too, Hex Buller. Really appreciate all you do. Pulse players in house here, if I keep my stable coins on Ledger, do I get copied on Pulsechain? Yeah. Everything is on the blockchain, that Pulse player, if you got things on the Ethereum blockchain, you'll get those copied over. And so it doesn't matter what you're interacting with that as long as it's on the blockchain and you have the keys to your coins, which you do, then you will get that copied over and you'll have access to it. DB Cooper says, wherever you go, there you are, says DB. That's very profound, man. I love it. I should have put my shades on too, like you've got your shades on. And so that for sure. Don't want all of them in my MetaMask. Would rather have them in my Ledger, says Pulse Player. Yes, that's just the wallet on the ETH chain that determines if they get copied or no over. That's all. You might have checked out my video that I did yesterday. I did one on 2 mistakes not to make. In other words, get your coins off exchanges and get your coins off other chains, put them onto Ethereum, and of course you'll get those copied over. That's pretty much it. So pretty easy. Joel L in the house there. So yeah, so long as they are EC20 based stable coins, yeah. So cool. The stable coins will be questionable. I would suggest the Circle, the USD Circle or Center one will be that's going to be one-to-one back, so I don't expect that to have value ultimately. And also, yes, it will have some value, maybe a fractionalized value, but it's not back one-to-one as it's supposed to be, so that'll be an issue. USD Tether might be a bit more pumpamentalized perhaps, but yeah, it's going to be the decentralized algo coins that will probably have a better play on Pulsechain. They get copied over. And of course, the native tokens, native stables that end up on Pulsechain, like USDL, should have a good run. And maybe Richard will bring his stable coin into play at some stage as well, if he can do that. So it's cool. His previous comments were that he prefers a fiat-backed stable coin too. So we'll see as well. Once again, we have to wait and find out. So a lot of unknown questions there. Chris P. Bacon says, let's boost morale. PLS to 3 cents and PLSX to 1 cent within 2 years. Woo-hoo-hoo. I like that. Yeah, let's roll on that. I like it. I like that one, Chris. Actually, I was going to do stuff. I had a dream about that yesterday on the prices there, Pulse P, and I think I have a pretty good way of working out the prices there. So it came to me in clarity yesterday, so I'm going to play with some numbers on that. Big Kahuna's in the house there. Where's Superman token? Hey, Big Kahuna. Yeah, people have asked about that. Am I going to Superman token? And I have said no in the past. I would have to have a good reason for doing it, right? So I cannot think of one. And we've got so many good tokens coming up with the Pulsechain and stuff like that that it's just a no-brainer, right? The utility in those is amazing. So yeah, Butch in the house there. What up, brother? What up? What up? Good to see you, Butch. Well, the price is up on the last 1 hour. So the 1 hour, we got a 1 hour green candle. It's called a Hex Token channel pump. On a pump one. Hey, yesterday we did one. We were up here. I think we were up here. Was it yesterday? What time was it? Yeah, yesterday we were in here. I think we were in here, and the price was moving up. And these green candles, and I thought I was going to end up with a Hex Token channel pump. And then what I do when I wrapped up, I think it was this sort of around this green one or somewhere in this pullback. Then I pull back on the red candle. So no Hex Token channel pump on that. We do our best, man. We do our best. We believe it, but it doesn't always happen that way. Cool. Let's jump out of there, and we're going to jump out of Hedron, and we're going to jump out of. What we're going to do, jump out of Hex Daily Stats. We'll jump out of there. We're going to jump out of Hedron. This is really going to be fun to see the liquidations of Hedron. Like I say, it's going to be fun to see that play. And you can find that just under advances and default. So you just click that. This takes a little while to load up. Once it loads up, it's fine. So just give it a bit of time to load up there. You do have to have your wallet connected as well, I think, to make the DAT work. So just let that know that. Cool. And of course, you're looking for the ones in 30 days. So what was the big one that we had? This is the big one that looks like it's coming out. 54 T-shares, almost 55, 40,000 bucks worth, and currently the bid is at $300. So this is going to go up. This is going to be in the billions of Hedron. Like I say, what did I say? How much did I say it was going to be potentially? Was it 40 something billion? Could get up to something like that. But we'll see how close it gets to the actual value of the stake, right? it's got to be at some decent discount, surely, compared to the value. Couldn't I see that as a natural order of things? We'll find out. Would you want to get would you want to get a liquidation Hex stake at half price? Would you want to get that? So if it was 40k, we tried to get it for 20,000. I guess it's the way. How long was that stake? It's a 15.2 year stake of 5555. So what would you do? Okay, so you could, if you get it at a discount, let's say you got it at 30%. Now let's argue you get 30% of the price, 40,000. So let's just say you get it at 15,000. What are you going to do? Take that stake. I guess you can. I guess if it's not, if you've got it, if it's an HSI stake, I'm not sure what the structure of it is. You could go to OpenSea and try and sell it for 25,000, something like that. I don't know, 20,000. I don't know what the price is going. I don't know how many have traded on OpenSea recently. I guess you could. You have to think about these things, right? If you're going to do some sort of trading thing on it. Maybe you only want to trade, you want to pay 5% of the value, and then you go and try and sell it for 10% of the value. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Which says, which one, Treasure or Ledger hard wallet, would you get or have? Probably a Ledger is Butch. Probably a Ledger, in my opinion. But once again, do some research on that. Probably a Ledger. Pulse Player says, right, so my ETH addresses on my Ledger is how I get those copied. So when Pulsechain launches, and assuming I didn't miss the snapshot, I would use ETH address to claim my copies. So you're going to have, you'll just add the Pulsechain mainnet to your wallet, and you'll be able to switch that over. That's how you're going to do that. Sandy Beach in the house there with the emojis looking good. What else we got going? We're going. I think that's pretty much it. Coming up to what time is it? At 12:38. We're up to an hour and 6, so probably going to chill soon. Let's have a look at the prices still. We're still at 10.9, chilling with the homies, as it were. And, the reason why we say that down here is because we see so many American movies. That's the only reason why we bring out these slangs. If we didn't see American movies, we'd have no idea if any of these slang terms are, homies or whatever. That's just the way it is. I was watching a bit of Blackadder yesterday. A Blackadder comedy. I don't know if you've seen that Blackadder. I was watching some of that. That was classic. So yeah, some funny stuff on that. It's a UK comedy, if you're not aware, with Rowan Atkinson. Yeah, it does Mr. Bean. If you probably heard of Mr. Bean, I think it's pretty popular in America. So yeah, 10.9 cents. Can we do better? I think we can. Let's see how we get on. On the 15-minute chart there, it's a little bit more zigzaggy with the 15-minute. Looks a bit bizarre, doesn't it, with the 15-minute chart? You change it back to the hourly there. It looks a lot more used to that kind of more structure like that. 15-minute is a little bit weird. I'm going to close out the Hedron, and we've got the markets there just pulling back a little bit, a little softer. Opportunities abound. Don't forget to get into Discord as well. I think we might roll up here. Tal7 says, do you recommend Treasure over Ledger? No, I said Ledger over Treasure. Yeah, Ledger over Treasure. Once again, look at them yourselves, pros and cons. Really something you should, compare the two. Check P33, says Hex Huddle. Great, let's do that. Boom. P33, meme coins. Let's have a look here. Boom. Okay, we're at 42.73 on P33. So is that what you meant, Hex Huddle? 43 there. So okay. Don't understand what you mean. I can't add Pulsechain mainnet to my ledger. You have to interact with your wallet, right? So you have to add the Pulsechain on there when it does launch. Pulsechain mainnet has yet to launch. Yeah, it hasn't launched yet, Pulse Player. Yeah. All right. I'm going to jump on here. Pulse Player, you might as well jump into Discord. You can talk to It's Now. He sort of does more of the security stuff there, so get in on that. If you want to have a chat more about that, Pulse Player, talk to It's Now. You can see him in the chat there, one of the moderators. Helps people out with security. Security stuff and that. So he's kind of our platform specialist. Nice. Let us go. We got the market BTC 29. Actually, we should check out coin. What's it? Coin desk and see what's in some of the latest crypto news as we come up here on an hour 20. Climb out of that. Bam. And climb out of that. Bam. Bitcoin options data suggests bearish sentiment among investors. No kidding. Crypto's decline amid choppy trading. DeFi tokens underperform. How much more private can ZK get? An order of magnitude. Former BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes sentenced to 2 years probation. Ouch. Coinbase co-founder Fred Ersons buys the dip. Purchases 75 million of company stock. Coinbase. The future of blockchain technology, building it decentralized. A little stuff there. So pretty much just look at the wrap up here on here. So it's the 21st. I'm going to jump through that. BTC was down 3%. No kidding. What else? The S&P briefly fell into bear territory, but slightly bounced. Macroeconomic front, some analysts expect selling pressure to wane in stocks, which could benefit crypto short term. That's positive. Bitcoin is increasingly correlated with the S&P 500 over the last year. It's premature to worry about an approaching recession until the bond market and central banks push monetary conditions into restrictive territory. We do not expect in 2022, says MRB Partners. So that's interesting. What else there? That's pretty much it on there. DeFi underperforms, really. Tokens have underperformed Bitcoin over the past month. Typically, DeFi and other big altcoins underperform in a down market because of their high risk profile relative to Bitcoin. The CoinDesk DeFi index is down by 33% over the past month, compared with a 23% decline in the CoinDesk Bitcoin price. Interesting stuff there over the past week. So that's pretty cool. Round up the fall of Terra. Let me just I've got the zoom too big on that one. The fall of Terra there. CoinDesk Kristen Sandor packaged a detailed timeline of Terra's journey from its underlog start as a payment app in South Korea to a $60 billion crypto ecosystem to one of the biggest players in the crypto. Luna Foundation Guards has no plans for AVAX. Avalanche, a smart contract, said in a tweet that Luna Foundation Guard, entity behind the reserve fund set up to backstop the Terra blockchain, now failed USDT stablecoin, has disclosed no plans for the 2 million AVAX tokens, and that is now sitting in its treasury. With the tokens fluctuating, price fluctuating around $30, market value of AVAX stash is about 60 million, making it the second largest holding in LFG's dwindling $240 million treasury. And finally, Terra's DeFi apps at a loss. The data from trackers show funds held in DeFi applications built on Terra slumped to 155 million in lock value as of Friday morning, level last seen in February 2021, from more than 29 billion at the start of the month. So absolutely wiped out. Lock value on Terra DeFi peaked at 30 billion in April. That's just crazy stuff, right? The clients came as USDT lost its peak. So smashed. That's pretty much it. Some of the highlights there on CoinDesk. Very cool. 10.9 cents. Right. What else we got in the chat there? Hexol says, yeah, it dumped a lot, then pumped, holding 42 cents. Yeah, it did. So, yeah, it went way down, man. Went way down to 14.61 cents on P33. So, yeah, then it jumped up a couple of days later to 60 cents. So, just a couple of days later, people were selling it down at 14.6 cents. A couple of days later, it's up at 60 cents. So, welcome to crypto. It's definitely got a lot of volatility in that one. The Pulse player says, okay, hey, you're welcome. You definitely get into chat there in Discord. We can talk more about that. We'll need to use MetaMask and connect hardware wallet to switch the network. Yeah, so Hexodel's right. That's what I was trying to get at. The best hardware wallet is a cheap phone. You use once for MetaMask and switch it off. For the recovery phase, at least 3 different places and mix words your memory. That's true, Hexpiller. That's another way of doing it, is just having a separate electronic device, which you never, you just turn it off, never use it on the internet. So that's a good way of doing it. So good observation, Hexpiller. I don't recommend using any phone for crypto. Yeah, I think we all agree, don't use a cell phone, and with MetaMask and stuff like that, you're just asking for trouble with the cell phone. Joel Al's in the house. The Hex solution in finance is inevitable. Resistance is futile. Absolutely. What What else there? Mickey says the best security is an air-gapped, the EAL7 chip. It's now, if you can see your words on screen, so can Apple and Google. Got to run, Superman. Catch the late stream in a few hours. I appreciate that, Snana. Yeah, we'll have our second live stream later on. We're wrapping up at an hour and 20. Got about 5 minutes to go, so we'll wrap up there. We're doing my second live stream later today. Woohoo! It's now. Love the excitement. This fella says that's pretty safe if you only use it once and get rid of it or take the pad out. That's funny. Got the emojis in house there. Easy in house with the excitement as well. Very, very cool. Don't forget to join Discord if you haven't already. Pulse player, get in there as well. So I think we're doing pretty well there. All right, so we're coming up here. Price of Hex is currently 10.9 cents. Still in our support zone now. Haven't done the daily chart. Might as well do that while we're here. We'll zoom in on that. And so we've got the price here at the top. This is our descending wedge here. Descending triangle, I should say. So we are moving down here, and we're still stuck at the bottom of the price range here. What happened to my 10 cent mark there? That disappeared. What happened to that? It just completely disappeared. That's so bizarre. That is weird. That was on my other chart. Why has it disappeared on this one? Because that was weird. So 10 cents there. There we are. So we're still in the support line here. Like I say, 14 out of the last 77 days have been between 10 and 11 cents. So it's about a 1 in 5 days over this period since the 5th of March. And we're back here again. Can't quite get out of it. So waiting patiently. Definitely the delay. We are so tied to Pulsechain. It's unbelievable. Delay in Pulsechain is just keeping Hex price down. Yeah, even at these support levels, still not getting much buying to break us out. So interesting stuff. We have had two moves here. So we had a move before the end of the official sacrifice phase on the 6th of April. We had a move after that, and of course that was probably in part also dragged down by the markets, right? So a big part dragged by the market correction here. So we definitely fell victim to that too. And then it's just once you're in that downtrend, you get down. Fortunately, we've smashed out of that. We're smashed against the support level, still holding at this stage. We haven't breached it, like I say, in 14 days out of the last 77. So we'll see how we get on. This timeline here for the 25th of May, I'm going to delete that. So we're going to delete that, and we're going to put in the purple here. And let's try and edit that. I'm trying to edit that. Edit. Yeah, cool. All right, so we're going to put the 31st of May there. That's definitely looking okay. So cool. Let's pull up for the wrap up. Let's pull up the old estimations here with our fun. What do we call it? Our sweepstake. That's it for the launch. I'm going to pull that up. So I guess we've lost the 20. What are we up? The 21st. We've lost the 21st. I guess the 20th there is out. So those people are all out too. And I'm not sure what color I had that in. What color was that? Some sort of purple there. Is that the color? So they're out too. So Hex Force 1, DB Cooper, John Mills, Simple Believer, Aussie DeFi, Chunky K, Human Healer, and Pepsi. J-Man Storm. If we launched today, you guys would still be in it. So we'll see how we get on. What are we coming up to here? We've got Ninja Chopsticks, Hexonium. I thought you might be an AK as well. And we've got a few others there. The big day was 24th. Daz Hazard there. Let's see, we've got a few people. Crypto Tycoon, Sandeep in the house there. Hex Hoddle is there too. Who else is in that one coming up there? There's a few others there. So cool. We'll slowly go. So it's slowly eating up here. Maybe the people that put in here later looking like geniuses at the moment, but of course we've still got a lot of days in front of us in May, and we've still got what's it? How many days there? I thought I'd have a count on this, but we don't. So 1, 2, 3. Why am I adding that up? We've got about 11 days. 11 days to go there for the rest of May. So still a chance to get in here. And we'll certainly say, hey, got Mix Crypto Arts is in there on the 30th of May. I'm just trying to think who else is in the chat there. Hodl Generations in the chat there, 29th of May, still looking pretty good. Excellent choices in there, 26th of May. So still a few people in the chat there at the moment that have I can read off here. Hex Hodl in there. So cool. Plan Hex in house. Evening, everybody. Good to see you. Woo-hoo-hoo. Why not use a cell phone? Says Harvey Diaz. Just so you can get clips if you've got a cell phone. Maybe you leave it sitting down. It's just like what happened to X19, right? You can get yourself compromised. A hacker with a black box can strip your phone. Start it in a few seconds using a hardware wallet. Passphrase is so much more secure. Yeah. That's how one of our biggest sharks, I think it was number 7, got hacked. Technically speaking, iPhone is a lot more stronger than Android encryption-wise, but still is on the right hands. It can be done. Yeah, true. Hardware wallet is the only way which I would have started my first take from one. Yeah. So often you have to migrate if you've got previous stuff there. You have to end up if you've got stakes coming due, migrate them in. So yeah, cool. Let's see how we get on with the Pulsechain launch date. This is our current table here, and of course we're slowly eliminating names. So as we go through the time, we've got dates all the way out to Crypto R7 there, CR7 I should say, at the 17th of July. That's kind of where we're at there. We'll see how we get on. Cool. All right, so we're going to wrap up. I'm going to be back on the live stream number 2 later today. Let's see what we get out from there. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick update because it was a lot of fun there, and definitely in the house. Mickey says Treasury Ledger use an EAL5 chip which have been hacked in the past. But if you use a passphrase, they aren't stored in memory. And I think they've solved a lot of those issues, haven't they, Mickey? Around that, I think they've, but still only 12-word seed phrase. Yeah. Learn how to utilize a passphrase. Yep. 30th to 25th word says Hex Token. Nice one. Yeah, and remember that Hex Token. Remember that. Katie says later, Katie. And here is the emojis from New Zealand. Nice one. All right, so let's wrap out this. Thanks for watching. Yeah. All right, take care. See you in the second live stream later on today. Take care, everybody, and bye for now. Cheers. Don't forget, if you're Hex Token channel member, smash out the emojis on the way up. That's how we're going to roll there. Bam, 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 bam. Actually, I need to add a few new emojis. Switch those out. Nice one. All right, see you later. Bye for now. Take care.